welcome to my channel. This feels a little out of my comfort zone, but I made a promise to myself that I was going to do this, so here I am. My name is Autumn, and I work full-time. I have a full-time job, but I love crocheting. I have always loved crocheting since I was probably like a preteen. And yeah, it's just something that I'm so passionate about, and I truly just love almost like the mental health that it gives me to crochet. It relaxes me a lot. I just feel at peace when I'm crocheting, if that makes any sense to anyone out there. But I recently just decided that I was going to really put effort into making crochet like an actual hobby of mine, and not just a hobby like to do on my downtime. Like, I want to at least try to make it a business. I've reached a point in my life where I'm almost 32. I truly just feel almost like I'm going through a midlife crisis. I am married. I have 3 children. And I don't know, I work full-time from home, and I think it's just the fact that I'm at home and I never, like, my settings never change. I'm here all day long, every single day. And so I don't know if I'm just going through like an identity crisis or what, but I just really feel like I need to have something more. So I was like, you know what? I love crocheting. You'll find crochet projects all over my house. And so I'm like, maybe I should just give it a go, because I watch other crocheters' YouTube channels, and it's just something I really enjoy watching while I'm crocheting. And so I like watching people's markets, and I'm like, maybe I should just bite the bullet and do it. So here I am. This is my very first formal crochet video that I've ever made for YouTube. And I have my very first market next Saturday on the 13th. I'm really nervous about it. It's a Grinchmas market, so it's like Christmas themed. I've never done a market before in my life. This is so out of my comfort zone. Not only am I making videos for YouTube, but I'm also doing my very first market. Mind you, again, I still have a full-time job, so it's just a lot. But I'm so excited. Like, I feel very like purpose driven. Like, I'm excited that I have something else to do other than just my everyday job, and then I'm at home, so I just walk away from my computer, and that's that. So here I am. This is the real and raw version of me. I do not have an aesthetic background yet. I don't have a very appealing, video setting, but I just told myself that if I don't start, I probably never will, because I want it to be perfect, and I want like those first impressions to be good. And I just know myself, if I don't do it right, then I would have never started. So I just literally put my GoPro up and I was like, just start talking, Autumn. So here I am. That's what I'm doing. We are just full-blown market prepping for next weekend. It's on the 13th, on Saturday. And yeah, I'm really excited. I don't have many plushies. So I have about 48 plushies, but they're all on the smaller side, and so I need like some bigger ones to take to the market. And I'd really like to have like some Christmas themed ones, because I don't really have many Christmas themed items. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm gonna start making some bigger crochet plushies, and then I'm gonna make some Christmas ones probably later this week. And then I'm gonna do like a whole setup, like a mock-up of what my table is gonna be like. I, again, have never done this, so I am open to any and all criticism or advice or tips and tricks that you guys have for my next market, which will be in 2026. But yeah, I'm just really excited. I'm nervous. I'm so uncomfortable right now, but I told myself I have to do it. Okay, so it is now about 8 o'clock. So I did my thing at work, and then I immediately went and cooked dinner, did bath time, all the things. So I never actually got around to finishing this guy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish off this little section, and then we are going to start on the bottom part. So where's my scissors? Oh, here they are. Okay. So I'm kind of thinking maybe doing like a white on the bottom, possibly, or maybe a pink. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm gonna do white. Okay, I think this would be a cute combo. A blue top, white bottom, and then just like a colorful, a bunch of colorful tentacles. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we finished the middle piece, so this is going to go just like that, but we're going to add the tentacles to this piece first and then sew it on. So I need to make about 7 tentacles. I'm trying to decide on the colors that I think would be cute. So I'm just going to slip stitch this really quick, and I'm gonna leave a pretty long tail for sewing it on. So let's see, what colors should I do? It's like a blue and a white. So I'm thinking maybe some pinks and maybe like yellows would be cute. I think I might do 2 in the main color, maybe 3, and then do some, oops, I'm not doing a magic circle. I'm thinking 2 in the main color, 3 in the main color, and then maybe 4 in some different colors. I could do like 2 and 2. So we'll see. we have the first little tentacle. So cute. So I'm gonna make 7 of these in total and put them on the side that faces out. And essentially we're just gonna attach them and do some sewing and then stuffing and all that. And it's gonna be so cute. So I'm going to finish up the other 6 of these and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been some time later. So I made the 7 and then I started putting it together and I was like, I totally messed up the spacing. So I had to make 2 more in order to like fill the space that I was missing. So there's a lot more tentacles on here than there should be, but I still think it looks okay because it's an octopus and their tentacles are very full. So let me know what you guys think in the comments because I'm a little nervous, but this is what she's looking like. So this is essentially gonna go inside of here and I'm gonna stuff it, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty dang cute. I really like the color combinations that I did, and the white bottom was definitely a good choice. So I'm gonna assemble it and come back with an update. Oh, I also need to put some eyes on before I forget. So I'm gonna put eyes on first and then assemble it. I think it is so cute. I honestly like love her. So this is the finished look. So cute, and it's a perfect little size. I don't know, I just really like the color combination. I like that I chose white for the bottom. All of it is just such a cute plushie. So it's a great pattern. It's really easy. It did take me some time because there's a lot of sewing, not necessarily sewing, but like tying the tentacles on and then trying to attach the bottom piece. So it did take me probably close to 2 hours, but definitely worth it. I love her. She's so cute. So that's all I'm gonna do for tonight. So I will come back tomorrow morning ready to do some more market prep. Okay, so it is like the next day. I think it's the next day. So in the last clip I had just finished the little octopus and it is so cute. I did not do anything yesterday because I didn't get off work until like 7:30 and then at night, and then I had to wake up super early this morning, so I'm actually so dead tired and I look rough. So I'm at work again, but I took a break. I'm gonna really try to get this stupid cat done. We are, oh gosh, we're like 3 days away from the market, you guys. I'm so nervous. I do not feel prepared. I don't feel like I have enough. I haven't even done like a mock-up of my booth yet. I haven't even done pricing. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna price my stuff. Like, this is a whole new thing for me. I've watched so many YouTube videos, and unfortunately a lot of the videos that I've watched are like people in other countries, like Australia and stuff, and I feel like their pricing is different, obviously, because it's a different currency. And so I'm just like confused on what I should price my stuff. Um, I'm also waiting on some stuff to come in the mail from Amazon for like little pricing labels. And what else did I get? I got some cute like Christmas bags. Um, so yeah, I feel so overwhelmed. I am in blackout in work, so I can't like take time off. I can't just like take the day off or the next 2 days. I have to work. Um, so I'm trying to crochet as much as I can, like during my breaks, and then of course at night. And I don't go to work till 9:30 in the morning, so like every morning. So I have been crocheting in the morning as well. So I'm trying to do it as much as I can, like around my schedule, but I'm just feeling very overwhelmed. I feel like I should have been preparing for this much longer. But the thing is, I was prepping for this for like 3 weeks. So I'm like, why do I not feel more prepared? I've like been thinking about this for weeks now. So anyways, that's where I am. That's where my mind is mentally. Again, no makeup. I am so tired. My eyes are just bloodshot. I'm so exhausted, just mentally, physically, all of it. But I promised myself I would do this. It is my first market, and it's a Christmas themed Grinchmas market, which is so exciting. My neighbor is also going, and I feel like it would be so cool if we got like paired together because it would be like someone that I know at the market. My friend is also coming with me. She is helping me with like the tables, and she's been crocheting some stuff too. So I'm very thankful that I have her because otherwise I would feel way worse. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. So I'm gonna keep crocheting, and I'm gonna hopefully finish up this cat before my little break ends. And then I don't know what I'm gonna make next, but we're gonna figure it out. I have a lot of like small stuff, and so I need like some bigger items. So maybe I'll make another octopus so that I have more than just one. So yeah, let's finish this cat. Okay, so it is the next day, and I have 8 little octopuses. These are like, I'd say like a medium octo, and they're in all different colors. And I have both of the like really big eyes on them, and then like some smaller eyes, just to have like a variety. I just took a small break from work, and so I need to start closing all of these because I have like the bodies done, so I need to stuff them, close this off, and then do the tentacles on all of them, and then I'll have 8 more plushies. The market is in 2 days, so I have today and I have tomorrow, and then the next morning on Saturday is gonna be the market. So I only have like 2 days to actually prep still and to keep making stuff. So I am going to try to make as much as possible in the next 2 days. I am kind of nervous because, again, I don't know what to expect. I've never been to a market as a seller, and I've also never been, obviously, in my area, so I don't know how the area is. I don't know if a lot of people go out to markets here. I have been to a couple markets and they do seem like pretty busy. Sorry, you can ignore my daughter. So I just took a break. I'm gonna try to finish all of these octos and then I'm gonna decide what I should focus on next. I think I should do like some bigger loaf cats because I have some tiny ones. I think I'm gonna make 2 or 3 larger ones. And then I did start tentacles on another octopus, the bigger one that has the tentacles hanging down. And so I need to make like 4 more tentacles and then I'm gonna make the body. So I'm gonna have that done today as well. So lots to do while I'm still, you know, working a full-time job. Go me. So let's finish these octos first so that I can like check that off my list for today. So that took way longer than I wanted it to. I think that took like 10 minutes. But I did get him done. He's so cute. I love him. I really do like the really big eyes. I feel like it adds like so much character. So cute. I have 7 more to go. So I'm gonna have to get back to work. And that's just like the reality of trying to do this. 1, with my daughter running around, 2, like I have a job. So yeah, it is kind of exhausting and it's hard to balance all of it, but I don't know, when I like finish something like this and it's just so cute and I know that I'm gonna have like the opportunity to, you know, sell it to a child or a family who would absolutely love this little guy to play with, it just makes me happy and it makes me feel like I am doing something that I enjoy because though I do like my job, it is just very tiring and I don't see like the fruits of my labor because I'm like the background person and I just feel like sometimes I don't have a purpose, but I like doing stuff like this because it just makes me happy. It's a way for my creativity to come out and yeah, it's just so much fun to make these and knowing that I have like something to look forward to, like this market, I don't know, it just makes me feel kind of alive again. So I'm gonna finish the other ones throughout my meetings. If I don't have to like partake in anything, I'm just gonna try to finish these, but yeah, and hopefully we'll get these done within like the next hour or so, and then I'm gonna start working on some loaf cats. We are on our way to the market, about 30 minutes away from our house, so the car is all packed. Tate is the only one that wanted to come with me, so I'm excited to have him with me all day. We went and got some Starbucks, and yeah, we're gonna go set up. It's almost 1. We've been here 2 hours and I've made 3 sales. So little disappointing, but I'm also having fun. This is my very first market. I've never done this before, so I'm trying not to complain too much, but I think there was just a lot of hype over this market being like a Christmas market, and then it just hasn't really turned out as well as everyone thought. But I'm still here, still having fun, and yeah, I've made 3 sales, so super happy. Not too bad, because it's the first time I ever tried to sell something, so. Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to pay card or cash? Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
It's true.
So we've made 1 more sale since I last talked to you guys. So I think we've made about $53, which our booth fee was $40, so we technically made back our booth fee, which is obviously the goal because I don't want to leave in debt. But yeah, I'm having a good time. It's just a little bit slow, but you know, we're just trying new things and experiencing new things, and yeah, we'll see how everything goes. I'll show you guys what the market looks like. There's vendors up there on the top. And this is kind of my booth from the back side. So I got my coffee, energy drink, all the things. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's not good, but you know, we're just having fun. I am hoping that the next market I decide to do, it's at a better location, because this location is like, I know like the road looks busy, but the road, it's kind of like in a weird spot, and then there's like no parking here, so I don't know, it's just kind of like an awkward place, I would say. But yeah, I'll check back in with you guys in a little bit. Oh, I wanted to make leggy froggies because I think those are really popular. Making a little Grinch guy. It's gonna be super tiny. Right? Hi. This is what it's looking like. Okay, so it's been a few days since the market. My market was on Saturday. It is now Monday, so it's been a couple of days. Honestly, I just needed time to like, not even like contemplate, but just kind of like take in how I feel about everything. So I'm looking down on my phone if you guys see me looking down. So my market didn't go as I expected. I did just, you know, go in with an open mind, and I expected it to be, you know, fun and exciting. I didn't really expect it to go like so well, you know, like sold out. But I did expect it to go a little better than what it did. And so here's kind of how it went. So this market was like advertised everywhere. It was all over, you know, Instagram, every single like other story. I feel I would get an advertisement for it. And we have a really big social media platform here that is kind of like a news outlet, but it's not really. And so they kind of like represent all of, you know, El Paso and share like relevant stuff, and like they were sharing it. So there was like a lot of hype around this market. It was going to be like one of the last markets of the year. It was Grinchmas themed. It was like super exciting. Everyone like had great expectations. And so when I got there, there was going to be like over 71 vendors, which is a lot. And when I did end up getting there, they were arguing with like the management of the bowling alley, or yeah, it was a bowling alley. Immediately wasn't a good look. So they were like screaming at each other in the parking lot, and you could tell like a lot of vendors were contemplating like if they wanted to set up, because I think we were all just confused as to like if it was going to happen or not. So that was like a little stressful, and yeah, so we ended up staying. I set up, and I was like the second group to set up. So I had about like, I want to say 40 to 50 minutes before the start time of the actual event. And so we set up, and I sat down because I needed to make a few more things. And, you know, time came and went, and I was like, when is it starting? And I looked at my watch, and I was like, oh, it already started. Like, there was no one there, you guys. And so it was like right away a little bit concerning. And I was like, you know, maybe it's like, you know, early Saturday morning, it's cold, like maybe people just don't want to come out yet. And so the event was from 11 to 3. So I waited a little bit. I did have my first sale at 11:24. I sold an octo, a little medium octo. I'll place it here. I was really excited because Dad and his, I think like 2 daughters came by like earlier on in the morning, and they had looked and then kind of like left, and I was like, you know, kind of discouraging. And then they ended up coming back, and the little girl picked it out, and the dad was like, are you sure you want that? And she was like, yeah. And so when he was paying for it, he was like, she wouldn't stop talking about this the entire morning, so I had to come back and get it. So that did make me feel really happy, and it was my first sale like ever. And so I was like over the moon with that, because I have a daughter. She's 3. I have 2 other kids, and so just the fact that something caught their eye and they like wouldn't shut up about it like makes me so happy, because I know exactly how that feels, like being the parent. It's like they want it so bad, and so it made me really happy, and I was glad that that was my first sale. So that went really well, but I didn't have another sale until like an hour later or so, and it was just like really sparse. And by like 12:30, I was like, the event is only like gonna last another, you know, what, 2 hours or so. And I was like getting nervous. I was like, wow, I've only made, you know, 2 sales. Like, there's no one here. And the booth next to me was like a jewelry booth, and they were getting like quite a lot of traction. A lot of people were interested in what they had. So it was like kind of defeating to have like this booth next to me that was like getting so much attention, and mine was just like not. And so I tried not to get too discouraged, because I've never set up a booth before. This is my first time. So I did the best that I could. I just don't think it was like the greatest. I didn't have like a banner or anything like that. But, you know, I try to give myself grace with that, because I obviously haven't done it before. So I have some ideas of what I want to do the next time. But so that was a little discouraging. And then my son came with me, and he was actually like walking up and down the vendors, and he was like scoping them out. And so I was like, hey, go look and see if there's any other like crochet vendors. And so he looked, and he came running back like right away, and he was like, oh, there's one like two down from you. And I was like, what? And so my understanding was that the organizers try not to have more than like this one of the same types of vendors. And so when I found that out, I was like kind of upset, because I was towards the end of the line, and so the way that you walked in, like you had to go down, and then there was a dead end, and you would have to turn back around because it was in a parking lot. And so I was at the end, and this other crochet artist was 2 tents up from me. So people would walk past her first, because there's no other way to get in from the other side. And they would stop at hers, see something they liked, buy it, and then 2 down from her, they would see mine, and they had already spent, you know, quite a bit of money, or had already bought their crochet item from her. And by the time they got to me, it was like, you know, so that was a little upsetting to find out. She did have a lot of like bigger stuff, and I had mostly small stuff. So I was hoping that that like little difference would be enough, but it wasn't. And so I ended up selling in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I sold 8 things. So it was defeating, it was upsetting, it was discouraging, but I still had a lot of fun. It was really fun, like, interacting with people. I did sell my evil chicken, which I did not think I was gonna sell that, but it was really fun because, like, interactions like that make it more memorable. So this guy came up and he was like, oh yeah, we saw it from the road, and we came in, and he immediately locked eyes with this chicken. I'll show it to you here. And it's black and it has red eyes, so it looks really evil. And he's like, I want that one. And I was like, okay. I was like, that's an interesting choice out of all the chickens here. And he was like, well, my car's black and it has red accents, so I want to put it in my car. And I was like, that is so funny. Like, it's just so random how something that I made that looked so silly to me because it looked like an evil chicken, someone else would really want, you know. And so it was kind of cool, and it was a really cool, like, eye-opener to realize, like, I could make probably anything and someone out there would want it. And so it did kind of open my eyes about that. But so my first sale was at 11:24 in the morning, so 24 minutes after opening. Not too bad. So I will go through everything that I sold. I didn't keep track of the times after that because it was just kind of pointless, I felt. So I did have a variety of people that wanted to pay cash. I had a variety of people that wanted to pay with card, and then one person wanted to pay with Cash App. So I sold my first item, which was one medium octo. I sold it for $9. My second item was also another medium octo, so another $9. My third item was my green dino, and that one was $20. It was the highest priced item that I sold that day, which I was very excited about because I didn't think that one was going to sell. My kids kept calling it a green bean until I put the spikes and stuff on, and so I was like, oh, finally, I can get rid of that. My kids just calling it a green bean. I sold one gingerbread man for $15. I sold one evil chicken for $10. I sold another medium octo for $9. I sold one small loaf cat for $10. And then I sold one bee for $12. So in total, I had about $94 in sales. My booth fee was $40. So I at least made money from the event. However, you know, with my kid wanting to go eat and we got coffee that morning, like, really, I didn't end the day making anything. But, you know, I'm fine with that. It was just a fun experience. It was Grinchmas themed. The Grinch came out. I think Santa was there. It was just a good time, even though I really wasn't selling anything. So, yeah. It was upsetting. It was a little discouraging, but I think overall it was a very good experience because now I know what to expect going forward. I posted a video of, like, everything I made, and I had someone comment, they were like, don't make a lot. And she was like, that's my only advice. And, you know, when I first read that comment, I was like, you know, I was so encouraged by the fact that this was, like, such a marketed and advertised event, and it was just this Christmas themed, and it was, like, one of the last of the year, and I thought it would do really well. Everyone did. And so when I read that comment, I was just like, I kind of didn't think about it. And now going back, I'm like, I probably should have listened to her because I made a lot. I didn't total everything, like the total inventory price that I had, but I will tally it up and I'll put it right here. So my friend came with me and she made the gingerbread man that sold, and she made it, like, that morning, and it sold right away. As soon as she put it on the table, it was gone within, like, 10 minutes. So that was really cool. But yeah, it was just a good time. We just crocheted outside, talked with people, had a lot of coffee and energy drinks, because we had stayed up till 2:30 the previous night preparing for this market because we thought it was going to do so well. So we were tired, and yeah, you know, it was a good time. I caught up with my neighbor who is also a vendor, and I got to pick up my sourdough that I ordered from her. She felt a little discouraged as well, but she ended up doing okay. She sold most of her inventory, which I was very happy for her. But yeah, that's kind of how the market went. Again, it was my very first market. I'm trying not to let it be, you know, my expectation going forward, because I know every market is different. But I do think I am going to start taking advice from others, like when they say, you know, don't make a lot, don't go crazy. Don't expect it to do well, because I think the most upsetting thing was going in being so excited for it and then it kind of flopping. And I think that did more damage to me than anything else, because it was still fun. And so I think it's just like I did it to myself, you know. So going forward, I don't think I will do that again. I'll have that expectation that it might just be totally worthless. But I still think of it as networking, because I actually had quite a few people ask me, one for my Etsy and two for my Instagram. I had one lady that came and looked at all the octos that I had, and she wanted like 9 in all different colors, which I didn't have. And she was like, oh, if you had those, I'd buy it right now. And I was like, well, here's my Etsy. You can order it from me. And so things like that I think are great. You know, like that wouldn't have happened if I didn't go to the market. So even though I didn't sell, you know, as much there, I feel like it was still good networking, and it was still not really securing more sales, but like encouraging, you know, people to maybe purchase from me in the future. So I do think it was still good in that aspect. I'm not upset about going at all. It was a really good experience. So I'm going to keep my eye out for future markets. I don't think anything's going to happen until like Valentine's Day. But something else I learned is that I am going to deep dive into the location and what's around, what kind of traffic is around, because even though this was like a bowling alley where most people knew about it, if you didn't know the event was happening, it wasn't like in a spot where you could drive by and see it. There were some people that did drive by and stop in, but the location was like off the beaten path a little bit. And so I just didn't feel like you could get like that organic traffic from it being like in a popular area. So I think with my next market, I will definitely research like the location and see exactly where it is in terms of like main roads and stuff like that. Also look at Google Maps to see like how much parking there was, because the parking was really terrible. For anyone that wanted to stop in that like was driving by, there was nowhere for them to park. They would have had to park and walk like a good distance. And so I think that deterred a lot of people too, because they could have seen it and wanted to stop in and then realize they're not going to walk, you know, half a mile to get to the market. And so I think that also was affecting how the market went. Another lesson that I learned, I'm going to be very diligent about which markets I actually sign up for based off of like how I think the location is and, you know, all that stuff. Overall, it was good. It was a good experience. I had fun. I did technically make money, even though I spent money that day. So it was still a good time. I'm not upset that I went. And yeah, I still have a ton of inventory that I will be listing on my Etsy or on my Instagram for anyone who wants to purchase it for last minute gifts. I know this is a learning experience. It's a learning curve. Not everyone's very first market is going to go amazing and they're going to sell out. So I'm trying not to take it like personally. It's nothing against like me and my work. I know I crochet really well. I know I make really cute things. So I know it's not that. I think it was mostly the market itself, the overall location. And then I just didn't have a very good display. I do kind of regret how I set up with the main table in the tent, because I think it really deterred people from wanting to walk up. So that's a lesson learned as well. They really rarely came into the tent to actually look at everything that I was selling. They were kind of just walking by and they would try to see what I had without actually stopping. And so I think that's another lesson of mine, is to have it more upfront and like in their face in terms of like when they're walking by, rather than making them come in. I would love to hear how your first market went and if it was anything like mine, so I know if I'm not alone or if I like severely did something wrong. Please let me know in the comments what you would rate my setup and my display, because looking back, I truly think it was like a 3 or a 4. Like, it wasn't the best. So if you have any tips or tricks for future markets, or want to rate my setup or anything like that, please let me know in the comments. I would love your feedback. I hope you guys enjoyed this market vlog. It's my very first vlog. I don't even, like, it sounds so weird to say, like, my first YouTube video. So like and subscribe. It feels so weird to say, but I would love to have you guys follow along with this whole new thing that I'm doing. Again, it's all new to me, but I'm having fun and I'm excited about it. So I would love if I could have a little community of like crochet buddies. I love watching these types of videos when I'm crocheting. So I'm like, you know what? I think I could do that. I want to do that. So here I am. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.